Hey, good evening, Blessed Reborn. I see you. She's like, I'm front and center. Okay, hello, Royalty Queen. How y'all doing? Oh my goodness. I did not expect to see y'all, but it's good to see y'all. Thank you, y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all know who I am in the chat, but if you're new to my channel, it's Melissa Berrien of Real Talk with Melissa Berrien. That's what we're gonna have. It's gonna be late night because it's the content is a bit much, and that's why I wanted to come on. Y'all know this is not my normal day. This is not my normal time. But you ever have one of those situations where you experience something, or you watch something, or you review something, or you experience something and you just can't shake it? You know what I'm talking about? It's an experience and you're like, you know what? I got to get it off me. And then I can go to bed. I got to tell someone, or I got to react, or I got to do something, and then I can go to bed. Well, y'all, that's why I'm here. And you know what? You get to benefit from it because I'm here live and we're going to talk about it. Listen, I maybe 2-3 hours ago, just got off a live. Shout out to the lead attorney. And I was able to comment on a live. You know, I had a little snippet of a commentary, but I couldn't get out everything that I wanted to get out. I couldn't say everything that I wanted to say. It was not my platform, so I didn't have free reign to say what I wanted to say for as long as I wanted to say it. So in my head, I was thinking, oh, I can wait till Monday. Oh, I can wait till tomorrow before I do my regular live for the couples. And then I was like, oh, I could do it this day. I can do it that day. But you know what? I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. This goes along with your trigger warning. That live was so deep and it affected me so much in the sense of it. I had so much to say that it couldn't wait. And so that's why I'm here. So happy Saturday evening. I'm here on the West Coast, East Coast. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for hanging with me. I'm not going to hold y'all because, listen, this is deep. So before we get anything, let me go ahead and lay the foundation right now. If you are triggered by any type of content about taking advantage of young children. Now, I'm going to try to watch my words because if I don't, I'm going to have to take this down, re-edit some things. It's bad enough the content itself. So if you have sensitive ears and all this other stuff, just hang in there, y'all. Y'all know I'm not going to lead you the wrong way. But besides all that, I'm talking about just emotional triggers concerning, you know, childhood traumas, dealing with sexual stuff or whatever. Hang on tight. I promise you, I'm going to keep you safe. Okay. If you need a moment to breathe, I needed a moment or two. If you need a moment to breathe, go right ahead, take that moment, do what you needed to do. But we're going to jump right into this. We're going to jump right into it. But before I get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Go ahead and share this video. And most of all, drop your comments and everything. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to let the panel up or whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Right now, it's just going to be our live, raw reaction to what it is. So, y'all, come closer. Come here. Again, shout out to the lead attorney because I'm super excited and I'm very happy that he decided to do this live stream earlier today, because I was going to do a reaction video to 2 videos prior, but I would have been basically coming out half cocked. You know what I mean? No pun intended, because there will be a lot of talk of that. But anyway, I was basically, so here's the thing. Let me back up a little bit. Anton Daniels was reacting to someone called Glendon Cameron. I am not familiar with Glendon Cameron. I only became familiar with Glendon as a result of Anton responding to Glendon. Now, I'm not super familiar with Anton, but I'm more familiar with Anton. I found him sooner than I did Anton. These are way larger YouTubers. Their pay grades are way larger than mine, that whole thing. And they must be in the same little sphere talking about whatever this they talk about, which is fine. So let me paraphrase real quick so I can carry up to tell you where the lead attorney comes in at. Cameron does a video. He's allegedly, let me scroll Miss Allegedly because I don't have time for it. He is in his vehicle. This is the first video. And he's talking about some very, very concerning, very gross acts that he's done on young girls. He goes into details. And when I said young girls, I mean minors. I'm not talking about 21 zipping and doing it. No, I'm talking about 15, 14, whatever, allegedly. So he's in his car. The internet goes in an uproar, as it should, right? Anton Daniels, in turn, does a reaction to that. Now, I was going to react to his reaction on like Monday. In the meantime, Cameron backtracks. Now, those of you that are YouTube connoisseurs, give it to me. What did Cameron say that it was? What did he say? Oh, I was just playing. It was a skit. It was an experiment. Oh, no, they weren't minors. They were older. Oh, no, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. A la YouTuber, crazy YouTuber, messy YouTuber 101. That's just my opinion. Cut up online, get the likes, clicks, and views. When it gets hot and heavy, it was a skit. Just kidding. Listen, when you have people like that are what does it say? Hey, I came from the lead attorney's channel to check you out. Happy to be here. Thank you, sir. So anyway, so that's that. So in the midst of all of that, the lead attorney said, listen, I'm going to get Cameron and I'm going to get Anton Daniels on one panel. So that was for me because I was like, yes, this is going to be good. And so this is what, and so we had that live. And as I said, it's linked down below, but none of that, don't go nowhere. Stay here because we're going to react to it together. Then you can go watch that, but stay here with me. Don't go nowhere. Promise, pinky promise. So anyway, so, yeah, that's that. Now, JP says, hey, Melissa and chat. Hope your spirit is well. Sorry I missed you on the lead attorney. I will have to catch the replay. No worries. Get the likes up. Be sure to subscribe and share. Before I get started, check this out. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So hit the like button, subscribe, but y'all know how I do over here. Don't just subscribe, interact for sure. So anyway, without further ado, I want to jump through some of these hellos and then we're going right into the video. Now, again, if you have sensitive ears to the point, I'm going to protect you. Don't worry. Because honestly, after this live, I was straight up nauseous, not even exaggerating. Okay. But I'm going to protect you as I react. So anyway, Bless Reborn says, I'm here front and center. Yes, you are my #1 fan. Thank you. Besides my husband. Oh, hello, everyone. Hey, Royalty Queen, you're another one. Looking cute. Thank you. I was shocked. It's almost 12 here. Oh, you were shocked. I know. You're like, what is she doing on? I know. Like I said, if you're just joining in live, like I said, this is not my normal time. Join me Monday and Tuesday and Thursday and Friday, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And you can do the math, but it's 4 o'clock Greater Mountain Time that I normally do my lives. But again, have you ever had one of those situations where you've experienced something, watched something or whatever, and it's just on you and you're like, I gotta get this off me. And so this is why we are here. So welcome. So we got that. Done what? Jagma hitting it now. Thank you. Already subscribed. Thank you, Destination Dad. I have to check you out. Sounds like you have a travel channel or something close to that. Not sure. Hey, little bro, Trash Can Waves. How are you doing? First time viewer coming from the lead attorney. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That AKA. Come on now. I would do your little thing, but then you'd be like, you're not an AKA, so you ain't gonna get me. No, I wanted to be one when I went to college, but I didn't. Long story short, I ended up not pledging. Had a baby. Didn't have it. Was a sick topic today. So you're absolutely right. And Trash Can Waves, you know, like I said, y'all, I was going to wait, but I just couldn't get off it. I got to get this off me so that I can sleep well. So let's get started. Hey, lovely lady. Hey, beautiful. And then, you know, if you guys want to stick around, come on, because I know you guys felt like how I did. There was a lot going on in that live, but not only was there a lot going on, it was a time constraint because, you know, we're talking, I think the lead spoke for a good 3 hours before those guys jumped on. All right, Melissa, what are you talking about? Let's get started. So let's link up the video. And then we're going to get started with this commentary because, all right. All right, my friends. So I'm cracking up already because looking at his face, we should have known right then and there. We should have known right then and there that it was going to be crazy because it was. All right. So let's begin. Let's get into it. All right. Why is he looking like that?
Lead attorney here. Hope you guys are doing well.
We are.
Man. Struggle streaming already. Listen guys. Listen. All right, guys.
All right. So as you can see, he probably already knows coming in, it's about to be hot. Like this is going to be a hot topic. He literally goes through a whole dissertation about what this video is about and setting it up. I'm not going through that. Let's go to 11.1157.
Let's take a step back. Who is Glendon Cameron? Y'all know who he is.
We don't.
Extremely successful businessman. You know,
leave a comment down below. Give me a like. Well, don't give me a like. Give me a son or something if you knew who he was. I didn't know who Glendon Cameron was.
I got put on to Glendon Cameron by Edward Anderson.
Okay.
And Edward Anderson is a big fan of Glendon Cameron.
Okay.
And I guess I got put on to him about, you know, a month or two, maybe 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that.
Okay. From what I understand, Glendon Cameron is a huge YouTuber. I didn't know him. He is known to be a business savvy person and all of that. Now, again, the lead can talk. God bless his heart. So I'm going to just paraphrase. That's who he is. He's got all this stuff going on. Now, who is Anton Daniels? Here we go.
You don't need to listen to a lot of Anton's content to know that he is a businessman as well. And so when they were going to collab, you know, it was kind of in the air that they were going to do a collab. I was going to be like, oh man. These are the two biggest businessmen that we have in the sector.
Okay, so again, Anton Daniels. So let me paint this picture from what I learned on this live. Anton Daniels is a super conservative Christian, black guy, money, businessman, that type of thing. Glendon Cameron can't be any more the polar opposite of Anton, and they were going to collab at one point. Well, we'll find out a little bit later what happened to that and if that was true and everything else like that. Now, that's all I'm going to say about, that's all I'm going to play as far as who they are, because really that's not really important. I mean, the money is not the important part. Let's get to the problematic part with Glendon. So now let me get to the time stamp. So the lead attorney says he doesn't agree with Anton. Then he talks a lot. All right. There we go. Glendon I told you in a nutshell. I don't have to tell you what he said. It's going to kind of come up in general. Friends, here we go.
Let us bring on our man. Citizen over here. And let us on.
I was super annoyed that the sound was echoing like that. So he was already working my nerves between that and what is the, oh, sorry, y'all. Let me rewind a little bit. Sorry, friends. I was really annoyed that the sound was acting up at that point. But it's okay. I gave it a pass. But more importantly, what is the first thing that you notice here? What is the first thing you notice about these three guys? And three of these things are not like, but one of these things are not like the other or whatever. All right. I ain't going to hold you. It was the sunglasses. Anton Daniels has on regular glasses. This is the middle of the evening, indoors, and he's wearing sunglasses. I don't care what anybody says. There's a psychology to truth, deception and everything. It's the doorway to the eyes. And that right there, when he first came on, I was like, take your glasses off. And sure enough, I was not the only person in the chat that was like, dude, take your glasses off. What's up with that? Take your glasses off. So anyway, sidebar. Because I'm doing a commentary and reaction, I'm going to get to your comments, but let's get through it and then we'll get to your comments. So anyway, that was the first thing I noticed. I'm like, take them damn shades off. What do you got them shades on for? Ugh.
All right. Now. Glendon, I think I can hear my echo from
So in essence, up until this point, Daniels and Cameron, they're going to talk about it, but they were talking about collabing to a certain point, but pretty much Cameron, Anton Daniels reacted to Cameron's videos when he was in a car talking about having relations with 15-year-old girls.
Really? Yeah, is there a way that we can do the echo cancellation?
Let's see. In detail, what I would do.
You're saying that this the video that you put out first when you were in your car, that was part of a strategy.
Hold on, because I want y'all to hear all of this foolishness.
Try this again.
All right, here we go.
While he's working that, I'm gonna mute you, and I'm just gonna go over. I don't even want to get into my
no, please don't.
My monologue, because I might not want to
lead. Don't do it to us, because listen, you already had us.
Stop, and I want to be super respectful of these men's time. I value my time. My time has a specific hourly rate, but the value of these two gentlemen is crazy, right?
Your time is just as valuable.
Thank you so much for showing up, Anton. And I think let me see if I can pull you back up right here.
All right.
Glendon, is that better? Let me see. Testing. Is that better? Yes, that's much better. That's much better. Thank you so much. Listen. Thank you so much, guys, for.
Okay. Thank you.
These ads.
And dang. All right. I'll just let it play because I want y'all to hear.
People will disagree with me. Sending me this invite because I've been seeing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I want to go ahead and clarify why there are so many people rocking with me, because people are mad at the folks who are supporting me.
I'm not mad at anybody that's supporting them. I may question your sanity, but I'm absolutely not mad at anyone who supports anyone. Yeah, support who you feel like it, but mad? No, I might judge you or look down my glasses at you, but mad? Nah, not mad. Let's listen.
in this, I don't know when you joined YouTube, but years ago, I had 3 male channels called Disruptive Male, where I was talking about male content and these type of explicit stuff. And a lot of people loved them. And then, you know, I got a little carried away, and I was like, you know what? I'm not actually giving the guys the stuff that they need. So I deleted the channels. So there are people who are very familiar with me in the man.
Those glasses really, really annoy me inside. But notice the body language. As we're going through this, notice the lead attorney's body language as well as Anton Daniels. That was hilarious.
Spear. And this is why Alan Roger Curry, this is why Edward Anderson, this is why people are rocking with me, because I put this content out for years, and this never was part of it. This was a part of a strategy, which many people will disagree with me. I think is working very fine to launch the new male channel, The Lost Kings, because I want to separate myself from other male content creators.
So what he's saying is, he went in his car and talked about having sex with young ladies and all this other girls. I'm not saying young ladies anymore. He went in his car and had this video and did this video so that it can catapult him and make him popular so that when he launches his new YouTube channel. That's what he wants us to believe. Okay. All right, if you say so. Let's keep watching.
And
you know, let me not to interrupt you, but so you're saying that the video that you put out first when you were in your car, that was part of a strategy to launch your channel?
Yes, it's a month old. Okay. And part of this is like one of the big things is with YouTube, shock and awe works. And actually, I am really surprised that the blowback wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be worse, to be honest with you.
This is where it gets gross for me. This is where it gets gross, because now we have the false humility. Well, I did the video and it didn't do as well as I think it's going to. And he's going to say this so many times throughout this video, but even if this was an experiment, which I don't think it was, I think he was telling his story. I think, you know, yes, he's 55 now, allegedly now. So it doesn't even really matter in the sense of if he's reformed and he doesn't do it. It does matter. But what I'm saying is he's not that age. He was telling that story so graphically with such details that, yes, he got the backlash. But his arrogance right now, tune into the arrogance.
Really wasn't. And people have been saying all kinds of stuff like my age. And this stuff happened like 20 years ago.
Doesn't matter.
This is what's funny. People act like I was at some high school with lollipops and soda pops seducing young girls. And that wasn't the case at all. But these things did happen, but the ages, because like, I don't know if you got that thing I sent you earlier. I don't know.
Look at Anton's face. Listen, as I was watching it, every expression that Anton had, I had the same exact expression. This man is full of it.
I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, because I don't know if you're in your show. But I used to do something called Craigslist protocols. And
parents, check this part out. Because as gross as it is, he's literally giving you the blueprint of how they traffic little girls, how they get little girls, how they recruit little girls. And here's the thing. It was Craigslist 20 years ago, but I know it's through the apps, through social media and everything else now. And this guy is telling us how they do it. So let's listen.
And I'll explain all that. I used to have a business called the Upscale Garage Sale. And I used to use Craigslist for advertising. And I noticed I would have NBA players. I had really hot chicks coming in for my Craigslist ads. And at the time, Craigslist had a section called a Craigslist dating section. And I started writing content for these ads. And in the beginning, it was horrible because I wasn't getting any results. But I stuck with it, and I stuck with it, and I stuck with it, and I kind of tapped into something. And I would get responses.
I'll be right back, Lee.
From,
I'm sorry.
I would get responses from high school girls every day.
Check this out, y'all. Check this out.
And this is the thing, and this is what's funny. 99.9% of them I ignored because
99.9% of them I ignored. What happened to the 1%? Let's keep going. Oh, somebody did an angry face on the video. Oh, already? I'm not even done yet. At least wait till I'm done. God bless you, though. Thanks.
You know, the average high school girl looks like a high school girl. A lot of them are not developed. A lot of them don't look like women. So I had no interest in them.
Let me just jump in right quick.
So if they look developed and they were voluptuous as, you know, a high schooler, then he'd be interested? That was my question. If you want to cam up, if you want to come on and interact as I go through, let me know. Leave a comment.
What was the text of these ads? What did they say?
This is when, if you know, because you said I'm into some wild shit. This is the BDSM, and I kind of toyed around with the content marketing, and what I found was long form ads worked really, really well. And it was just talking about what I would do, what was on the table, the activities. I'm not going to get explicit on your show, but I spelled out in detail what I would do, what I would not do. And a lot of women started responding, like 10, 15 a day, 7 days a week.
10, 15 a day. For some reason, that my chat is acting crazy. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 10, 15 a day. Let's keep going.
And part of that
was okay. So was this for these were ads for sexual activity? Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And was compensation included, or why would women respond to an ad, just a random ad?
Great question. Great question. What I tapped into was the female submission story. There was no competition. There was no compensation. There was no dating. They would strictly just show up in my place and have sex. And this went on for about 10 years. I start tamping it down. Let's say 15 years, but 10 years hard, and then 15 years I kind of backed away.
Yeah. Just take a moment, breathe in, breathe out. If you're the person that gave the angry face, holla, because I'm gonna keep talking, you know. But yeah. So this is only beginning. I'm just giving us a break. Okay. Listen, Bless Reborn. Listen. I can't even. Okay.
Away from a lot of that stuff. But that was the gist of it. I mean, it literally changed my life. And I thought the launching of the Lost Kings, because I started making content about a month ago, and I was like, I have been the target of so many YouTube hate campaigns. And none of them been anything that I've done. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to throw some raw meat out there for the dogs. Because I've seen, I've been reading the comments and stuff, and people want me buried under the jail. And
here's the thing. I don't know this guy from Adam. I just saw him tonight, like I said. But you must be dumb as, I don't even know. Not a very smart person if you're already catching heat and people are already lying on you and saying that allegedly they're lying on you and saying that you're this or you're that, whatever. And you thought, and you said, I know how I'm going to dispel that. I'm going to go sit in my car and tell some very grotesque stories about what I do or have done allegedly to cause a controversy to add to the people's narrative. Okay.
when people want me, and I think you did a real good job saying that ain't nothing gonna happen to me because number one, this isn't current activity, and number two, when it was happening, it was never illegal. I never had sex with a 15-year-old girl. I never even had sex with a 16-year-old girl. But part of the thing is,
why don't he take off those glasses? Like, seriously.
I know y'all may disagree with me, but I feel that the social media experiment worked really well.
This is the second time. I promise you, he's going to say it about 7 times about how the social media experiment worked or whatever. And if you follow any really raw content creator, kind of like him, that just is willing to do anything for likes, clicks, and views, that's literally what they say. They'll come on camera, do all this crazy stuff, and then the minute they get the backlash, or the minute, it didn't go the way they thought it was, or they're in a hot seat for whatever reason, oh, it was a skit. It was an experiment. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you follow this. If you agree. If you agree, that's no problem. We can definitely have that conversation.
Because I'm getting more and more subscribers. I'm having all kind of content creators making crazy videos.
All subscribers are not good subscribers. You want to build a community, as far as I'm concerned. You have some YouTubers, they're like, subscribe, 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 and they'll get it any kind of way through any type of means. So you know what? I'm going to give him credit that, let's just say, yes, that was all fake. He thought it out. I'm going to go tell this fake story, and then I'm going to come back and go, 99 boo-boo, just kidding. They were 16 and 17. I think that's sick. I think that's sick. For likes, clicks, and views and subscribers, maybe it's just me, but it's not worth it. It's not worth it, because even if it's an experiment, I don't think it is, but even if it is an experiment, you've convinced 5% of people that you are crazy and a predator or something. So it's not worth it as far as I'm concerned. That's just me, y'all.
Some people can't even pronounce my name. It's wild. And I feel that this is probably going to die down, because I was thinking it's going to go on to the end of October, but I don't think it's going to go on that long. I don't really think it's going to go on that long.
What's the experiment part?
Thank you, Anton.
Yeah, Anton, why don't you give us kind of your initial view on this, your initial take?
I will answer the experiment part was the actual video. YouTubers are known for faking stuff and putting out stuff
but doesn't make it right. And there's one thing to fake something, to have a prank, but to say such derogatory and illegal acts as an adult male who has followers, I don't care how old the followers are, you're condoning this behavior. So there's still no excuse for it.
It isn't real. This has been YouTube since YouTube started. So I would,
and that's a big problem on YouTube. It may be a big problem. Like, yes, you get clickbait. It's not true. Fake stories and everything. But the truth of the matter is, YouTubers that do that, they're not sustainable. They're not usually along without some sort of controversy, because they've been found out as being fake or fraudulent or whatever. So yeah, I don't think that's a good strategy. I don't think that's a good strategy at all.
Ahead, I put up a video that was talking about some very saucy stuff, and it started performing, and then I feel that your video helped propel it. The video isn't going to go viral. I already can tell that.
This is a part that gets sick for me as well. It gets disgusting for me, because it's the arrogance of this quote experiment at the stake of fake little girls. Let's just pretend. I'm gonna take his narrative. I'm gonna take his narrative and say, you know what? It was fake. Why would you perpetuate abuse and child abuse like that for likes, clicks, and views? But then also the arrogance with the glasses and the smugginess of it just didn't do as well as I thought it was. And, it's the manipulation of it all. It's the whole, this is hurting me more than it's hurting you type, psychology. I hope y'all see what's going on here. I hope that you guys really see this as a lesson. You know, I'll talk about this later because there's a lesson for YouTube creators and there's a lesson for us parents and there's a lesson here for men and there's a lesson here for women. So we're going to break it down. But in the meantime, if you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So if you haven't already, you're coming in, you're peeking in, you're like, oh, what is she talking about or whatever. Welcome. You already read from the title. We're doing a review. We're doing a live review. Make sure you hit the like button and of course, subscribe. And again, like I said, subscribe, but also definitely interact, as Trash Can Waves is saying. So he says at one point he gets compared to R. Kelly and there's a sense of proudness that comes on his face. Yeah, I felt that too. I felt like there was no shame, no remorse, no, I can't believe I did this. None of that. It was, I'm going to try to explain this away to a bunch of dummies. And the truth of the matter is the other content creators that I know that are known for skits and everything else, they come out just as bold. You didn't see what you saw. I didn't say what I said. And it's a skit. Come on, y'all. It's our fault at this point because we're the consumers that are keeping these people in business, so to speak. So let's see.
It's at like 5,400 views. And part of it is to set the brand and to build a community the way that I
You want your brand built on that story.
want to build a community. I don't want weak, crazy, weak. Let me say it. I want people who will be committed to personal change. And if I can put up a video like that, and I can get subscribers, I'm getting the right kind of subscribers. I'm getting the right.
How is that leading you to the right kind of subscribers? You put a video up like that. You talk about what you're doing and how you've done it. And y'all, I'm not going to tag the video. Y'all going to have to go find it. It is graphic in nature, the way he describes. It's not like, oh, I met this little girl and I touched her kindly or whatever. No, it's graphic. Okay. So, but graphic to the point where, like I said, there's no shame in his game at all. So you want your platform built on that? Hey, to each their own.
Right kind of people that I want. And about a day after I put it up, I was like, Anton's going to make a live stream.
Look at this foolishness. This man has all the sense. So now he's saying, I put the video up and I just knew Anton was going to do his video. Again.
And you sure did.
I knew that. So you capping so hard. You capping so hard, bro. You did not play chess and thinking that I was going to make a video of you. All right, Lee. So this is really what's going on.
Okay.
You know, and I'm glad.
Help us out, Anton.
That he right here, because you know me, I like to say stuff straight to people's face.
Okay.
The thing that really happened was he was clout chasing. Number one, right? He been clout chasing since the very beginning of me even noticing who he is. He's tagging me in videos.
I'll tag you in one video. I'll tag you in one video.
He's tagging me in video.
All right. So now listen, he said he tagged him in one video. If you keep listening, he's going to say, I didn't tag him. I don't know him. Like, he's going to start backtracking. Okay. So just keep listening.
He's reaching out or whatever, because I'm hot. I'm hotter than fish grease, and it just is what it is. And everybody know I'm hot, right? So he's tagging me in videos. I didn't interrupt you. I didn't interrupt you one time. I didn't interrupt him one time. I want to reach through the screen and just grab that ugly, stupid big lips that he got. But I ain't interrupting one time, bro.
You're right. You're right that you didn't.
He's so antagonizing, though.
So he didn't interrupt you, Glendon. So let him talk. And then you can. I'm going to give you a chance to respond, of course, right? But yeah, go ahead, Anton.
So he's tagging me in videos. I don't even know who this guy is, not even a little bit, right? I don't even know how he know me. I've been on YouTube for over 8 years. Apparently, he's been on for even longer. Cool.
That's so weird because I literally just found both of them. Anton maybe about a month or two ago, and then Cameron like yesterday. That's so weird. how YouTube does that. Like there can people be out in YouTube creating and doing their whole thing, and you will never know them until 8 or so years later. So if you're a new content creator, you're peeking in and you're like, oh, nobody know. Keep chugging along. We just have to keep chugging along.
Whatever. He in his section, I'm in my section, right? So he tagging me in videos. So as usual, when people tag me in videos, I go and see what it is that they're talking about. I don't disagree with what he's saying from a business perspective, right?
Okay.
He doing reactions. Cool. I don't care. We all content creators. We all rock out. It is what it is, right? So then I do some research, and I don't necessarily agree with the way in which he go about living his life, but I didn't see anything crazy.
So we're talking about the moral aspect of dating, love, how he, his relationships, and again, Anton allegedly is the Christian conservative. I know he's married, that type of thing. Cameron is Deuce Bigelow Gigolo. Okay.
And so my thing was, I made a reaction video actually bigging him up, saying that, yo, I actually agree with him from a business perspective. And I don't argue with millionaires, right? He's a millionaire. I take his word for it, whatever. And I didn't do extensive research, but clearly he knows business, right? I'm objective in that. I'm able to separate the person from.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we're able to establish the fact that Cameron, it has a business savvy. Everyone that has spoken anything about him says he knows that business side. Glendon Cameron.
From the content, you know what I'm saying? The sin from the center, whatever, figuratively speaking.
Gotcha.
So I'm like, okay, cool. He dope. You know what I'm saying? He knows what he's talking about from a business perspective. I actually align with some.
I don't trust anybody that wipes their nose like that. Complete sidebar. Did y'all see the way he just wiped his nose? I don't trust anybody that does a full on this situation right here and doesn't excuse themselves to wash their hands. And what's funny is the video in the car, he does that same move. And I was freaked out at that point. Sidebar. Don't mind me, y'all. Look at this.
The things that he's saying, it is what it is,
and
right? And I said, okay, so I'm gonna reach out to this guy because he had actually did some more reaction, or he mentioned me in some other stuff. He replied to the video where I got my corporate executive position and all that other type of stuff, right? And so I said, okay, well, I'm gonna reach out to him. But something just kept coming up every single time I went to go reach out to him. So, and this is the God's honest truth. So I'm praying, what is it, 2 days ago, something like that. I get up, I tell people what my routine is. I get up, I pray.
Pray, man, I can dig that. I can dig that.
Meditate, talk to God, whatever, so on and so forth. And I go to reach out to him, and I look in my inbox, and I see a thing with a message that says Glendon Cameron at the top of it. And so I'm like,
strange.
This must be a representative of his or whatever, but I was just going to reach out to him this morning. So they sent me the video, and so I could go and check out the video, and I see it. And so the thing about it that I'm trying to make sense in my mind is, how is it a social media experiment when you in the second video, first of all, it's coming out of your mouth. One of the things that he said in his reaction video is, if I was Anton, or what Anton should have did was reach out to me and say, is it true?
It's coming out of your mouth. That's the thing. I'm going to let Anton say it.
It's coming out of your mouth.
So what Anton is talking about, he received the video with him in the car and all of that. Anton in turn does a reaction video to it. Glendon then says, well, Anton should have reached out to me to find out if that's true. That is the problem, content creators. That is the problem, those of you that are consuming, but especially those of us that are creating content. You press record, or what's it called, upload, and then public. It is public, and it's for public consumption and public opinion immediately. There are software and everything that gets a computer generated immediately. Get your video downloaded and immediately, and someone can react to it. And they don't owe you the right to contact you and go, hey, was this true? Are you capping? They don't owe you that, because unless you put a disclaimer at the beginning or the end that this is a skit, entertainment purposes only, or whatever, people are going to take your story times at face value. So,
if it was somebody that was accusing you of it, or it was an allegation, that's one thing. But if
that's different.
You're the one that's saying it and admitting to it and championing it and going to it in great detail, why wouldn't I assume that you're telling the truth?
Period. Period. There's really nothing else to say. But we have more to say.
See what I'm saying? So that's A. B, why would I even want a clout chase like that? Why would I want that type of attention?
Here's the thing, friends. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about Anton Daniels. So it's not even like, oh, I'm on his side or anything like that. When I saw the video, I was going to respond to him, but he's absolutely right. Why would you want that type of attention? Why would you want that type of name or whatever? Why? Let's keep watching.
With great power comes great responsibility. And if we're supposed to use our platform to empower people, because one of the things and one of the reasons why I was reaching out to him to rock with him is because he was actually helping people from a business perspective. And that's why I align with. If I'm reaching out because you actually pouring into people, right? And he's watched my video. He knows that I rock with character, that I don't do business with everybody. I've always said that I only rock with people based off of I only do business with people based off of having good character along with it.
Character counts over here as well. Absolutely.
I've literally divested myself from looking at even race as a factor. It's only based off of good character. He says it out of his own mouth. In his follow-up video, he says it's true. He also admits to receiving pictures from a 15-year-old.
Yeah, let's go point by point, because I don't want to overwhelm you in the picture.
At that point, it was so funny because I typed in the chat, we're already overwhelmed. It's already overwhelming. Okay? It's already overwhelming. Let's keep going.
I see what you're saying. And to Glendon, to be honest, I had questions about the experiment thing too. It seems to me that people run experiments to find out knowledge. Right? That's the purpose of an experiment. You have a question and you're trying to find an answer. And so, you'll run an experiment on gravity, let's say, but once you figure out how gravity works, you kind of move on. None of us need to run experiments on, if you drop a tennis ball, is it going to hit the ground?
Exactly.
And so what was weird to me is that you were saying, on the one hand, that you were running experiments to kind of see what would happen. But it seems to me that the knowledge was already there. Now, let's just kind of break it down. You can say, well, I'm running experiments on one of two things, or maybe both. I'm running an experiment on how Anton will react, and I'm running an experiment on what will happen with the algorithm.
All right.
So both are ridiculous. Both are ridiculous. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit so when he starts talking.
12 years, but you're saying you didn't know what would happen, or you didn't know if you would get more views?
Yeah, because like I said, I put out videos that shocked me that did 100,000 views. And once again, like I said, my hopes was it would be more inflammatory, and it wasn't.
So disgusting. I can't. I really can't. I just can't. His arrogance, the spin is out of control. But I let him have it.
So that's what I mean, because I was hoping that I knew it would be. Once again, I'm not surprised by the blowback. I'm not surprised by the responses, but I felt that there would be even bigger blowback. I felt there would be even a larger.
This is his wish. Likes, clicks, and views. Even after the fact, this is what he's saying. Why isn't this going viral? And then he's going to begin to say, well, it's not going to go viral.
Response, and that didn't happen. So that's why I said I ran an experiment. Yes, I had a feeling that this would get people upset, people would be mad, and people, it's polarizing. It's a very polarizing video. But I did not know to what extent it would go. And once again, it's not performing.
So on one hand, he knows what it's going to do, but then the other hand, he doesn't know what it's going to do.
Like I thought it would. And this is
But why would you even want to do a video with me if you know who I am? If you know what I stand on, and you know what my morals and my character is.
God, I wish he would get some tissue.
And you know how I move. Why would you even be looking to do content with me in the first place?
okay.
Good point. You know, and I do that even with my YouTube channel. You know, I'm like Anton. Like, you have to make. I make sure that people that are on here that represent, that they are aligned with my values and everything else, especially in situations like this. You don't want to get caught up.
First of all, I tagged you in one video. I did not reach out to you ever. I've not reached out to you ever.
Now it's I never reached out to you. Okay.
And also, that's a really good question, because you have a brand, and your brand is the antithesis of my brand.
Yeah.
So there was not going to be any collaboration. I didn't reach out.
Based on business, though. Based on business, they have the same brand. So there's some gray area to that. The way they live their lives morally, absolutely polar opposites. But when it comes down to what they're actually about in their brand, that's not true.
Out to you, I wasn't planning on reaching out to you.
So you've been capping in all of these videos up to this point. You literally kept saying, "Oh, you know what? I got to reach out to Anton. I think we're gonna do something together." Because you've said that in multiple videos after you tagged me in the video.
I tagged you once. And yes, I did say that.
At that point, the chat lost their minds. Like, it was like, are you kidding me? So which one is it? Did you reach out to him? Did you want to collab? Did you not? Whatever. This is just crazy. I want to fast forward just a little bit, only because Anton really gets some questions asked.
You determine what's bad or good.
How the channel
is it?
So at this point, Cameron's like, oh, the video didn't do good. And everybody else in the chat, Anton, the lead, everybody wants to know what will qualify this particular video as doing good. He can't answer that. He has yet to answer it.
So you only care about the numbers. You literally only care about the channel numbers, the money, the whatever. The only thing that you determine whether it was What about the fact that you literally just gave a blueprint to predators? You gave the predator blueprint. Yo, if they got good parents, you want to stay away from them.
This is the stuff that was in the video.
All of this other stuff that you said, none of that matters.
That wasn't a predator blueprint.
What else would you call it? You're telling people, if you want to take advantage of your little girls, make sure that there's not a father in the home. Make sure that there isn't a two-parent home, because they're more protected.
That wasn't a predator blueprint. Because one of the things that I was doing, and like I said, you know,
he's full of it. He's absolutely full of it.
We'll see in the future. Will this have a deep impact? And that's a good point that you made about impact, because Disruptive Male had a serious impact, and I want to duplicate that.
And the rest of it is pretty much him plugging all his channels and what he's done and how good, great, and wonderful he is. Still hasn't answered the question. So I'm going to fast forward, because that part just really annoys me.
She was 15 until a little later, and that was one of the issues.
Let me just jump in. What I'm telling you is, if you're talking and getting nudes from a 15-year-old, that is a crime in Georgia. That's the sexual exploitation of children.
Yes, it is.
It's a felony grade crime, and it goes from 5 to 20, right? 5 years to 20 years.
And once I found out she was 15, I stopped talking to her, and I deleted the pictures.
Gotcha. All right. But still, even if you don't know,
you can still.
I know. A lot of men have gotten caught up.
You hear that? He knows everything. That's the other part. He knows everything. He knows YouTube algorithm. He knows the law. He knows everything. The lead attorney is trying to literally tell him the law. He's literally trying to tell him, even when you were entertaining that little girl and you didn't know she was 15, allegedly, you still could have gotten in trouble with the law. So perhaps you shouldn't put out these blanket ads. He says he doesn't do it anymore. But learn to listen to the experts in the room.
Because they were talking to a girl, they didn't know how old she was, and the law don't care. The law doesn't care.
So Anton's body language was pretty much all of our body language in the chat. At this point, our heads were like, this can't be real life. Because what you're going to see for the next couple of minutes is him literally backtracking and then turning around and justifying and then backtrack, you know.
And I was like, you're 15. She says, but I'll be 16, I think, in May. And I was like, that doesn't matter. You're 15 now. I can't keep talking to you.
Wait. Now I'm confused. Because you're saying, well, when you found out she was 15, then you deleted the pictures and you stopped talking to her.
Now he's saying he talked to her.
But you said in the second video that she actually wasn't 15. You said that she was 16.
Do you see what's happening here? Do you see what's happening here? He's digging a hole deeper and deeper. And he's canceling out everything that he said that is happening in the second video. Oh, she was 18. This didn't happen, whatever. But the truth of the matter is you're talking right now about a 15-year-old that you say didn't happen. Make it make sense. But he doesn't. Let's keep watching.
And you just lowered the number to make it more polarized.
Look at Anton's face.
Well, I lowered the numbers of the girls and her mother, and not that one, because there was many girls.
So look at Anton's face, but also, you know, again, he's so proud. He's so proud.
So not that one in particular, but this happened all of the time. I would be talking to a girl and I would find out how old she was.
So this happened all the time, and you continued this practice. Nowhere in this did he say to himself, I probably shouldn't do this. And don't forget, he said 99.9% of the time he didn't talk to him. So there was always that little 0.1 of a whatever.
It's like, okay.
Y'all know I don't do maths.
The policy, I would just go ahead, block their email, delete their pictures, and keep it moving. This happened a lot.
So the 15-year-old that you talked about in the first video, she actually was 15. But when you found out she was 15, then you stopped talking to her and deleted the videos?
Well, I didn't have videos, just pictures.
I'm sorry. You're exactly right. Deleted the pictures?
Yes.
But you just said that they weren't 15. Make it make sense. You can't. Y'all, this is why it's just better to have integrity and not tell lies. And, you know, we all have things that are that you know, you don't want to discuss, or you would never discuss online or whatever. Some of us more extreme than others. Don't bring it to YouTube.
Okay. How do you feel about that, Anton?
I think it's nasty. It's so nasty, man. And I think maybe it's, the ironic thing that I'm trying to figure out, because I say this regularly. I say I need to be the man that I would want my daughter to marry.
Yes.
Right? I'm a reflection of the thing that I would want my daughter to marry. And I've heard Glendon admittedly say that he has a daughter. And so I'm so confused because, TLA, one of the things that you said in the show was that, one of your blind spots or handicaps, so to speak, figuratively speaking, is that you don't have kids. Right? So you don't understand what it means to truly love and be passionate about the sons are different. They rough and tumble. You want.
No, sons are different, but you're going just as hard for the sons, because the truth of the matter is there are predatory women that go after sons. So it goes both ways. I mean, look at Mary Letourneau, whatever that, the teacher. We hear a lot of it with teachers, but no, a lot of guys say, my first sexual experiment was with my babysitter or my babysitter's aunt or whatever. So it's no different. It's all really just insanely disgusting. Let's keep watching.
Want him to go through stuff or whatever, so on and so forth. I had a young man that I almost adopted. That was my nephew that lived with me, and I wanted to push him. I wanted to go through stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But daughters out of your own, that's yours, And then you can sit here and justify the idea that you was sitting there in grave detail talking about it.
Proud. When I tell you he was proud, again, I'm not linking the video. You see his name in the title. You can go look for it. I'm not sure if he deleted it already or anything. Stay here though. Let's finish this out. I'm going to fast forward a bit. Let's stay here, talk about it, and then you can go find the video.
But it ain't nothing like going with a young girl and she's 17 and I did her about 15 times. And even after she told me she was 17, I kept doing it to her. But you was a lot more graphic and all of this stuff. You have a daughter, bro. That don't bother you? Like, even outside of the law, outside of what was, because slavery was once legal. Right. That don't mean that it was right. We're talking about moral.
Exactly. Exactly.
And ethics and character. That don't bother you, bro? Honestly, that you got a daughter?
My daughter and I have a very special relationship. And she kids me. She's like, hopefully you won't be dating someone my age. So my daughter knows who I am. She accepts that. And I accept her. And she makes her own decisions. She tells me she's a virgin. I have no other proof, so I believe it. But once again, I am not one of those men who will push and press my impressions upon my offspring.
Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? We as parents, that is our job. Not to control and manipulate our children, but we are to put our impressions on them.
Because from my experiments, from Craigslist, I know kids will do a lot of different things. A lot of different things.
He is admitting that kids will do a lot of whatever.
Exactly what our role is as a father, to push our impressions on our kids. We want them to be better versions of us. That's what we're supposed to do. What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is, all right, I have some friends right now. They have a 16-year-old daughter. They're good people. She is wild as hell. And it isn't because
I was doing research on this girl, or I was doing research on that girl. It does kind of, to do research on a girl, it does sound a little bit predatorish. But
yeah, so that was one of the things that Glendon was saying, how he researches and he can tell, he looks at the pictures and stuff like that. Like, he goes and looks at the girl's social media, and if she's taking a picture with a mom and dad, he knows he's likely not going to get anywhere with this little girl. Come on.
You have been steadfast in saying that that's not a predator. Kind of, how do you define a predator, and what are how do you identify a predator's moves?
I would define a predator. I used to work at Scottish Rite, and I have seen some of those pictures you have seen of the forcible rape. I've seen that. We had this 8-year-old girl come in who was raped by her father. To me, that is predator behavior.
Okay, I'm going to fast forward a little bit.
And so you talked about this one. And listen, it seems like between the consenting adults, there's no problem with it. Everybody go to town in Atlanta, fine. You mentioned this one incident where you were interacting with a mother who had a 16 and 17.
Oh no, I can't even. I can't even.
I'm not going to get into it on this show.
What's going on?
I can't even.
And that's
I can't even. Let me press pause.
I'm not going to get.
I can't even get to that part. Basically, mother and daughter, someone else, him, and everything else. Not even gonna play that on here, but it's also exploitation and abuse. If he is having relations with the mother shares with the daughter, here, you have some ice cream. Use your imagination. I'm eating ice cream. Here, now you eat ice cream. And then, oh boy, the ice cream is dripping all over you. And we're going to share this ice cream social. Sick. And y'all, he justifies it.
Get into it on this show, but there's a lot more that went down. Way more. And the folks who were watching the Disrupted Mail know about some of these things. So
he's so proud. He's so proud.
So I feel that as I got older because there was some other stuff that happened that kind of changed my behavior. I didn't get in trouble or nothing. It's just I will share this.
Were these negative things? Because it might help to share. Because
I want to share.
Okay, because we have a lot of 25-year-old, 27-year-old black men in the chat. Some of whom really follow you, and they're looking at me. They're looking at you. They're looking at Anton for guidance, because a lot of these young men, didn't grow up with fathers in the home. And so it's helpful to talk about some of the negative things that have helped shape.
But not talk about it as if you're getting off on it or as if you're proud of it. Talk about it from the standpoint of growth and why you don't want to do that and why you don't want to get caught up or anything like that. Talk about it from that standpoint. But he sees nothing wrong with his behavior. It's just a check mark. I did that, and this is what I did. And trust me, it was way worse than that. If you think that's bad, there's more. That's the vibe I'm getting. And look at Anton's body language. Again, I don't know him very well. Don't know him at all, actually. To be honest with you, I don't think I've watched a lot of Anton's clips, but I've never watched a full video. But what I've seen, I liked. As a matter of fact, shout out to Blind Guy, his wife, their life. That's where I saw Anton the first time, because they collabed with him a couple of days ago. So that's how I knew him a week or so ago. So I don't know him. So I'm not wearing a cape for him and like rah, rah, rah. But in this moment, I don't think he did anything wrong. He did what any content creator on YouTube would do. Someone did this video. I'm going to react to it. So, period. Let's finish watching. It's going to get a little graphic, so I'm going to try to fast forward a little bit. I think it's near about finished, because I'm not going to play the part where we come up and talk or whatever, because that gets crazy.
The man that you say you are now, right? And not just give him all the crazy stories, but also some of the risks.
This is one. I'm going to bring it on the channel the other night, but one married woman I was messing with.
You see how he tells these stories? It feels so disconnected. It feels so disjointed. It almost feels like he doesn't even understand the weight of the video, the weight of the consequences of the video, and him sharing these situations as if, oh, okay. Because the truth of the matter is, we talked about it later on in the live. Yes, there's a community for all of that. All the extra wild, crazy stuff. No one here is acting like we're the Virgin Mary or just prude Patty, and we don't know that these type of things go on among adults. But he seems to be dismissive of the fact that you're telling these stories about these young girls. And y'all, at one point in this video, I forgot to mention, I think the lead attorney is going to talk about it. He talks about how he compares himself to R. Kelly. The only difference is that, I want to say, and I'm paraphrasing, is that allegedly he doesn't like little young girls. Allegedly.
Her husband went to her phone. He got my address, and he showed up. Look a certain way. They had braces and all this other stuff. So typically, I would say the median age for the women that I engaged off Craigslist was about 28 to 32. That's where the bulk of them were. So I wasn't like hunting down children, and it was funny. But in that video, it was an experiment, and we will see how it goes, because a lot of people got outraged. I have people leaving comments on all of my channels, and it's just wow.
He's getting off on it. He loves this.
You didn't answer the question, Glendon. I said, do you determine how young the girl is as far as...
I did answer your question. I said, age has nothing to do with it. I don't go after girls who are young.
But you...
Wait. Hold on.
Okay. I fast forward a little bit because Anton asked him a question. He kind of glanced over it a little bit. And here we go.
Wait, come on now. You just said that you don't go after girls who are young.
I don't go after teenagers. Let's put it that way. I do like young women, 28 to about 35. Yes, I do.
So it's the spin for me. It's the spin for me. Here's the thing. If any normal person is being accused of such heinous, illegal, grotesque stuff, you typically will answer very concretely. No one's smiling. No one's behind shades. Listen, don't say that about me because that is not true. Da, 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 da. This is why. That is gross. Like concrete answers. Not this, boy, it was wild, you know. Like, he really isn't taking this seriously at all. Comment down below if you think that he's taking this seriously.
Guilty.
You literally described in detail how you love young girls. You word for word. I love young pussy.
Once again, that video was an experiment.
All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit.
Once again, I've done crazier stuff than this, and this is what's wow. This is just the first one that hit like.
I've done crazier stuff than this.
I've done crazier stuff than this. Not with little girls, but just business and videos and content.
So is it fair to say this is probably just the tip of the iceberg, though, Glendon? Like, for example, like you admitted to sleeping with the 17-year-old and all of this other type of stuff. I'm assuming that you've slept with more than just that one 17-year-old, right?
I'm making that assumption too.
Right.
No, it is not.
The comment says, Glendon, time to lawyer up. Y'all, he just keeps digging deeper and deeper.
Tip of the iceberg. Typically, those were, I would say exceptions because most of the.
Do you see the smirk?
High school girls were young and immature and they had no appeal to me. So
So this is the part where, again, the chat was going crazy. Oh, I wouldn't talk to the young high school girls because they were young and they didn't have no appeal. I don't know if he said it already, if I fast forward through it, but he even says, you know, they don't have anything to talk about. Sir.
Like I said, the majority of the women that I had these escapades with were between 28 and 32.
Yeah, but at the same time, it doesn't mean that that was the only high school girl that you ever slept with. I mean, if we're gonna keep it 100, then keep it 100.
We can keep it 100.
We here now.
Look at the smile. Look at the smirk. Look at the hand hiding the smirk.
Actually, I think that is because the two girls with the mother were in college. So,
Glendon, you went into grave detail.
Great details. Great detail.
Have a really good memory. You went through.
No.
So now
he's trying to say, oh, it was an experiment.
Great storyteller.
You know what? I don't know.
No. I'm a great storyteller. Because when you can tell a story that moves people.
Manipulation here is through the roof.
The way that this did, and it wasn't true. I'm a great storyteller. And I need to get back to telling more stories.
Jeez. Hank Tyrone from the 404 says, cap. He capping. Drop some caps in the chat if you think that he's capping. I think he is. For those of you that don't know, capping, he's lying. He's not telling the truth. He did this as they always do, showing their behind, got the likes, clicks, and views, but then they got some heat. And they were like, uh-oh. It was a skit. It was a skit. It was a skit. It was a prank. Just kidding. It was an experiment. Just kidding. And the flip side of that, which is going to come out, okay, let's say it was an experiment. So basically your channel is based on lies. People are sending their super chats, their money, and everything else. How do we know that you are telling the truth in your content? Who's holding him accountable? That question is coming later from Anton.
Because you're 100% convinced that I'm.
No. I'm honest. I want some clarity. I'm genuinely looking for clarity because I feel like I'm being bamboozled, right? Are you telling me the 17-year-old is the only high school girl you've ever slept with in your entire life as an adult?
Yes. But once again, I'm a great storyteller because, first of all, a lot of the stuff in that was embellished a little bit. And what I did was marry some real experiences with some embellishment. And I'm just sitting here like.
But why would you tell a story like that and start off saying it's minors? Let's just pretend. Let's pretend as he's uploading this video, people are watching it, send it to the police. Oh, I was just kidding. It was an experiment. It's just some things you do not play with, Glendon. And you're way older than me, and I know that. You don't play about this kind of stuff. But I guess you do with your life and on your channel. But that's ridiculous.
I realized that I could tell a totally fictitious story and it be believed.
You said everything in there was true, though, Glendon. You said everything that you said.
It was true, but the ages were not true.
You see the backtracking? The details were false. I could tell you a completely different story. Okay, it was true, but they were 17. The only thing I did was embellish the ages. The only, like, let me fast forward because I'm getting a headache again.
And I think that for far too long, the good people, the very, very good people have stood back and remained silent when it comes to those that do things that are morally bankrupt and go about doing things and they think that money is the thing that validates them, or numbers or subscribers or visibility or whatever, and they can run any kind of experiment with no kind of accountability of how they affecting other people. I think that with more power,
time is up for that. If you're a content creator that play games like this, I'm telling you, people, there's an exchange that's happening. People are really getting tired of people capping on YouTube because they're getting larger, they're blowing up and everything. And then you come out and go, oh, I was just kidding. It was an experiment. Times are just really to the point where people are tired of that. And that is what Anton is saying. I've been saying it for a minute. People are getting tired of it.
Comes more responsibility. And that for far too long, good people are being too quiet. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so vocal when it comes to making sure that you align with people of good character. When I live my life like an open book, I put that on a platform because I want people to see an example of what it is that you can do when you do things the right way.
And I love that. And that's one of the things that I strive for on my channel. Like, I don't care how long it takes or anything. The truth of the matter is, for me, I'm not capping for y'all your likes, clicks, and views. I'm not exploiting my children. I'm not exploiting my marriage and I'm not exploiting myself. But I do believe that as much as there's a desire for people to want all that foolishness and mayhem, as I call it, the good of YouTube content creators, we are rising up and the positivity is coming like boom, 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 boom. Where I thought I was by myself, I find a whole community of people that have their own community of people. And we're putting out very positive, mature conversations, mature content. We're not all doing the same thing. If you're going to vlog. If you're going to tell the truth, tell the truth. And you know what? If you're going to be an experiment person and however you want to say it, do that, but let the people know. But then also do it responsibly. I don't want you telling the story about what you're doing to 15-year-olds. So either way it goes, he's wrong and he doesn't see it. He doesn't see how he's wrong. Weird. If you're liking my channel, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell. Right now, do it. Right now, do it. So yeah, make sure if you're catching the replay, shout out to the replay gang. Make sure you leave a comment because I will be commenting. Yes, this is not my normal time. This is not my normal day, but I had to come on, y'all. I had to get this off me. Okay. I watched this live and I had to react to it because I needed more time to say what I wanted to say. I want to give you guys an opportunity. If you want to come on, you don't have to cam up, or just put it in the chat. But this was deep because this is not cap. This is not likes, click, and views. He is serious. And not only is he serious, I believe that he's giving the alleged plan of how people go at, like, it's intentional. I don't know, y'all. Over the Top says, Trash Can Waves, I watched Kingdom today. It seems like there should be a part 2. What do you think? Okay, she's talking about that. Trash Can Waves, you can connect. I didn't notice that point. Excellent. Let's see what he says. He's torn between loving the attention and wanting to run away. That's what I said. He loves the attention, but he's also mortified, but he loves the attention. And that's why he's like, I'm not sure how this video is going to do. I'm not sure about the reaction. He likes the attention, I think. Why place yourself as the antagonist in the story? Why? Why place yourself as the antagonist? Why place yourself as someone that can get arrested as a result of that story? Look it up, friends. If you're a content creator, exactly, Bless, gaslighting. Be very careful as a content creator, because you can get in legal trouble for various things behind what you do for likes, clicks, and views. We've seen people's children get taken away. You know, and sometimes it's not warranted and sometimes it is, but I'm just saying things happen for likes, clicks, and views. It's not worth it. You see marriages break up all the time on YouTube. You see these couples channels, you blink, they're like, nope, we're in, we're out, we're in, we're out. Child. The world needs a clean sweep. Maybe Thanos was onto something funny. Bless Reborn, gaslighting, yes, and that's why I'm here doing this commentary, because I felt like I was triggered emotionally about a few things, because I just felt like anybody that I know that has ever been violated, it was almost like he represented that person, and the smugness and everything to kind of deny it and just like, no, you didn't see that or whatever. But then I was also triggered with an emotion, because I did feel like this Negro is lying to my face and he's manipulating it like you didn't see what you see. So it was the gaslighting. And then it was the smirking. Oh, come on. Yes, get the rifles and the shotgun, clean up on aisle 5. He's hiding it. Blessed Reborn says, I think the police should take this seriously. According to the lead attorney, he can't get in trouble for this. And I don't know if he can't get in trouble because he came back with it was fake. I don't know. You know, I'm sure I'm not interested in reporting it to the police or whatever, but somebody may. I don't know. You know, this cat is just weird. Very weird energy. Let's finish it up.
You ain't got to cut no corners. You ain't got to do nobody wrong. You ain't got to take advantage of nobody. You don't have to.
And that's what you see a lot of times with these sensationalized content creators that, you know, that are in it for the exploiting their family, their children, their friends, everyone around them. They don't care. It's all about what I can do to get the likes, clicks, and views until it gets hot. And then it's like, oh, just kidding. It was an experiment.
To sleep with people that's underage, or in my personal opinion, not as it relates to the eyes of the law, right? But as it relates to just doing the right thing when nobody else is looking. And I think that Glendon is.
Someone says, Lee, does this gentleman have to worry about the statute of limitations for potential crimes, possible victims coming out the closet? I did think about that as he was talking, and maybe, you know, someone said, well, maybe he's talking now because someone's trying to exploit him. I don't know. I thought about that also, why he's wearing the shades. Is he wearing the shades so he's not recognized? There's a lot. Hang in there, y'all. We got about 10 more seconds and then I'm gonna give my commentary. So please hang in there.
So confident, and he's been getting away with doing what he want to do for so long, and he's so brazen. And how he moves, that he feels like he's untouchable.
Yep.
But I'm just gonna tell you, Glendon, one day, honestly, and this is just my personal opinion, one day, I don't know if it's gonna be the last day you on this earth. I don't know if it's gonna be tomorrow. One day, you're going to have to be accountable for the things that you did on this earth. You're going to have to be accountable. You're going to have to own every little girl that you slept with. It's going to come back to you.
Allegedly.
And I just pray. I pray, honestly. I fell on my knees. I told my followers this morning.
Why does he keep wiping his nose like that? That right there is enough. That right there is enough.
I prayed for you. I genuinely petitioned God on your behalf, and I said, show this man
Look at the smugness.
Himself. Help him to understand how he can do things differently. And in some way, shape, or form, bless him to use his platform to actually pour into this world instead of leaving it worse as a result of him being here. Man, you got to do better. You got to do better. We have a platform, and that comes with more responsibility. People look up to you. They love you. They support you.
Listen. That's going in one ear, allegedly, and through the other. He doesn't even have, in my opinion, the maturity level to even accept, or even the integrity to accept the kind words and gracious words that Anton is handing to him. He doesn't. He doesn't even have the emotional fortitude to connect with this conversation. So I know he can't connect with anything spiritually.
They rock with you. And I truly believe that you can do the right thing. But as of right now, if you continue on the path that you're doing, it's just leading to more destruction of more people. And you're going to have to account for that one day. That's it. That's all I got, bro.
Okay. Thank you so much, Anton. Really appreciate it. And,
hey, keep doing your thing, Lead. I'm out. I'm rocking out, bro.
No problem. Thank you.
Anton was over it. I was over it at that point. And here's the thing. Y'all missed Lead's intro a good hour or two or so leading up to this conversation. That was enough within itself. I was done too, Anton.
And thank you also as well, Glendon. What do you have any kind of closing remarks?
Well, to echo on that, I'm accountable to my students. I'm accountable.
So up until this point, I fast forward a little bit. Anton asked him, who are you accountable to? Who holds you accountable? And I'm telling you, it was like Anton was speaking Greek. He was like, I'm a pretty private person and I lead a boring life. And Anton was like, no, like where's your moral, your compass? What guides you morally? Who, because at first he was saying how business or whatever. And he was like, no. So it wasn't until I found it very interesting that it wasn't until Anton got off the live that he was able to come up with an answer for Anton. So let's see what he says. So the question was something similar to who holds you accountable? How do you have an accountability for your life, your moral standards? Where do you glean from? Basically, who the hell told you how to be a man?
Accountable to the people in my life. So there is a lot of accountability. And looking at my track record, 12 years.
Again, plug in the YouTube channel.
One video doesn't define a person. And that's what I think a lot of people are trying to do. So
it may not define you, but it can definitely change the people's perception of you and the trajectory of your channel. So to just think that tomorrow I can just create something that's completely off brand and just be like, y'all tripping. That's not who I am. That doesn't define me. Yeah, but if that's where your channel is going, Melissa, we're out of here. So there is a responsibility here that he is, again, dismissing.
So I appreciate.
He literally doesn't get it.
Appreciate the invitation. I appreciate the conversation. Like, I don't hate Anton or anything. I'm not going to make any more videos. What I'm going to do is just continue to do the work I was doing before this all went off. That's what I'm going to do. Because I love helping people.
I can't. I'm done. So there you have it. So I fast forward through the lead attorney's intro and all of that. And that is the bulk of what we were talking about. as far as this live was concerned. And so before I get into your comments, I'm going to drop the link just in case anybody wants to come on and be like, it's my money and I want it now type of frustration. I was so heavy after that live. So after that live, I joined the leads panel, so to speak, and gave my point. He had about 20 of us up there. I don't know, at different times. But I had so much that I wanted to say. And it was such an emotional, triggering video that I was like, you know what? I'm just going to say what I have to say and I'll go live on Monday. But then, you know, my stomach, I'm still nauseous, whatever, because I just could not believe that he was just that arrogant and that just dismissive and that emotionally detached. I think that's what we're seeing. We're seeing someone that appears to be, in our opinion, emotionally detached to his actions. Oh, it gets worse. Oh, they were just 17 or they were 15. I just told a story. And so it's kind of cuckoo for him to even think that he could just say whatever he wants to say, create content that he wants to create without any accountability. All shouts out, hats off, and everything. Kudos to Anton Daniels and his wife. He did a great job representing her and representing himself and representing God, because it's nothing but the grace of God that Anton could sit and listen through all that and then not lead in insults or anything, but lead in a prayer for this man. So my hat's off to him for that. And this was really a good video to really kind of use as a base so that we can see, okay, I know I'm not the only person that when we see these missing girls and everything, and they're like, oh, well, they were found in Tucson, they were found in Jamaica, they were found here. And I always want to know, well, what's the story? How did they end up there? How is this sex trafficking happening? You know, you want to tell us, oh, the Super Bowl is here. Super Bowl is a high time. What's the other one? The Olympics. What's the one in New Orleans? You know what I'm talking about. That's a high time for trafficking. But what they never tell us is how it happens so that we can, you know, avoid it. Of course, go through your kids' phones, all that stuff. As he was talking, another part of my frustration with him was that it just kind of felt like, you ever watch these depositions and they just plead the fifth on everything, or they act like they don't know anything, and you're sitting there like, but that's your business, or you were there, so how do you all of a sudden don't know anything? And so that was that part. The other part, I'm going to hold Mardi Gras. Thank you. I'm going to hold us as a community. And it's not just us. A lot of people in the live was like, oh, this is a Black thing or whatever. It's not just us. But I'm going to say this to other people, because it's not just African Americans that do this. We have to begin to not normalize. We have to begin to make sure that we're not normalizing, and I did it, young girls in middle school and high school dating guys out of high school. We have to make sure that our sons aren't dipping into high school, and we have to make sure that our daughters aren't dipping into the high school, and then the reverse. We have to make sure that our daughters aren't dipping in college. I did it. It was normal. My boyfriend was like 22 or something like that. It's for everyone's protection, number one. You know, go back and watch Lee's video. He talks about all these stories that he has. And the truth of the matter is, our community, I know it happens in the Hispanic community. People are East Asian. People are known. They promote dating young, Caribbean sometimes. I mean, I used to be at the beach in Miami, and it was nothing for an old Jamaican, old Bahamian. They didn't care. And so we have to make sure that we're taking on a responsibility too, to say, you know what? If you're 16, I don't care what the age of consent is. You don't need to be with that 22-year-old or whatever, if that's the standard for your family. That's the only type of, that's the only thing that I could think of that we as parents need to make sure that we don't end up in this, you know, because of course we're all wondering where the girls, the parents of the girls with R. Kelly, where are the parents with all of that? Yes, there's an exploitation that happens there. And I believe that sometimes the parents forget, oh, this is a superstar, and they just have money and lights in their heads, and they're just like, oh, we're going to make it. We're going to be in Hollywood. Be in your children's lives 100%, 100%. The manipulation, the half-truths, the going back and forth. I said it, I didn't. It was a tap dance. But ultimately, him showing up to me, him showing up with the glasses, there's something to be said about something that about someone who is showing up for an interview or a job or anything besides at night, you're indoors with shades on. As far as I'm concerned, that's a sign of some sort of deception that wants to happen. The other thing that I wanted to say is I believe that no, he's not doing it on Craigslist anymore. We've got technology now. What he didn't say, he just said, oh, I don't do that no more on Craigslist. Oh, there's way fancier ways about that. And here's the thing. Without therapy and all this other stuff, or just any type of, he didn't say, listen, the things that he didn't say, oh my goodness, that's terrible. What do you mean a 15-year-old? Are you kidding me? That's gross. I got nieces that age. That wasn't his response. His response was, that you just can't talk to him. Grab him by the pee. Crazy. And again, before I go through the comments, I dropped the link. I'm not saying that I'm Miss Prudy Patty and don't understand all the kinky stuff, the kinky community and the poly and the this and the that. Y'all do you. Do whatever you feel like you need to do. But this conversation is directly linked to minors. And the fact that he thought it was a good idea to have a story time about what he was going to do, and not was going to do, what he has done on several occasions, very explicitly, to minors. Check this out. Love, dating, and marriage. Have you guys caught up on all the series? We've had part 1 with the ladies. We had part 2 with the couples. And guess what? The men return. The couples are back for part 3. We want to help build strong women, so that we can have healthy, strong marriages. So join us live Sunday, October 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you soon. See you in a couple of hours. Let's see. Yeah, it's already the Sunday on the East Coast. And if you're hanging in there, y'all, I'm not going to hold y'all long, but I wanted to make sure that you know that I will be here live tomorrow with the other couples. We're going to continue the conversation. So do not forget that Blind Guy, his wife, their life, if you are familiar with them, they will be back along with Kiera and Tap. So it was a great conversation before. If you want to catch up, it's linked down in, the videos are down there, whatever. And so we'll be here tomorrow night at 9. If you're joining in now, peeking in, what is this girl about? Hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Join in on the conversation. This is not my normal time. I normally go live Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday, 4 o'clock Greater Mountain Time here on the West Coast until we get daylight savings time. Then I got to change it. But anyway, 7 o'clock East Coast. So y'all, it was problematic. All of it was just very problematic. And I know now that you guys can see why I needed to get this off me. I was nauseous for a minute, when I literally went on Leeds Live and I was like, I am nauseous. That was disgusting, but it was great because it let us know that these people that are predatory or whatever, or alleged predators, They know what they're doing. It's not like, oh, here's this little girl or whatever. No, they know. He said, if they have two parents, don't even try it. If they have a dad in there, definitely don't even try it. So dads, hopefully this is a message for you. Singles, hopefully this is a message for you to stay in your child's life, male or female, because you don't want your son to be like him. Like, I'm literally going to have this conversation with my kids. Like, my kids are older. They're adults, but I also have two teenagers. This is a great conversation for that. So let's go down to the comments real quick. Renee says, hello, Melissa. Hi, everyone. I came in late. I mentioned to you last night in Milwaukee, the young boys and girls 13 to 18 was coming up missing due to sex trafficking. It's a problem. And the amount of Facebook, look, this one's missing, and Instagram, this one's missing, that one's missing. It is ridiculous. And it's something that we really should know about. Because a lot of times, like I said, a lot of times, you know, we just see the news will just say, oh, they were found. But they don't tell us, hey, what happened was she was on WhatsApp and then this happened and that happened or whatever. So that parents will go, you know what? You don't get to have that app, or you don't get to have that app. Or you're just going to have to be a super sleuth like me and just be like, do random checks on your children's phones. Do random conversations with your children to find out how they view sex, how they view love, how they view dating. Because the truth of the matter is, if we could be honest, it's not uncommon for a 16-year-old to go with a 21-year-old. If he met when she was a freshman or in 8th grade and then he graduated out. How do we navigate through this? We're not going to have a conversation tonight. But I'm just saying, giving you something to think about. Lee told some very crazy stories. So make sure y'all go catch his live. The beginning part. How do we begin to change the narrative that this is not okay? Because the truth of the matter is, the gross stories that Glendon said and that the lead attorney said or whatever, the truth of the matter is a lot of these parents knew. These weren't exploited children to the point, not exploited. These weren't children where a lot of times the parents know. We could say that about R. Kelly. The parents knew. And then sometimes the parents don't know, and then they get up in arms, and then the guys get in trouble. So that's why we have to talk to the guys. Like, no, you may be 21, she may be 16, but sir, Dang, I didn't know you were on. Yep, I'm closing out, little bro. But we're going through the comment section. This was a good live. Yep, he knows he has done something wrong. Thank you, man code. He did. He did. Take off the glasses, own up to your video, own up to what you're saying. Not once in this live with the lead, not once did we hear just now, it was messed up. Why did I think that me telling this story about a 15-year-old was going to be good for my channel? Why would I think that? I apologize, y'all. I was thinking about an experiment, but really, that's not the kind of traffic I want to my channel. Nowhere in there did he say that. He kept just plugging his dumb channel. I ain't gonna call his channel dumb. But he kept plugging his channel, and that's all he was about. And it just infuriated us. And I'm telling you, that chat was lit. Shout out to the lead attorney's chat. I didn't watch when I was on there. I hope y'all were gracious to me, because that chat is brutal. In a lot of foreign countries, it's the norm. In America, it's not. But what Glendon Cameron, I want to add in a mic to it. But anyway, what Glendon Cameron was talking about was sick. Dude got issues. And I love the fact that a lot of you guys were holding him to the fire and saying, nah, bruh, this is not that. You know, you're 15, 55, and you want a little 21 on your arm, 20-year-old on your arm. That's a whole separate conversation. But your story time, you were talking about absolute minors. And you were doing it in the most grotesque way. Okay? So I don't know why he thought, even if it was an experiment, why that would be a good representation for his channel. That is the answer of the year. And the only thing he can revert back to is some doggone analytics and stuff that don't even matter. Bless says, kids are slick though. I'm not blaming kids, but some are really out there reaching out to those predators. Absolutely. Absolutely. But if you listen to his story, he admits like, oh, come on. He admitted once he knew how old they were. I told you, I was 16 and I had a 20-something-year-old boyfriend. He wasn't 28 or nothing like that, but he was, I don't know. I don't remember, but I was in high school. What is it? 16. I don't know what it is in Florida. Like I said, but growing up in Miami, it was very, very common. Growing up in America, it's very, very common. It's not just common in foreign countries. We, you know, if your kid is 16 and they come home with a 20-year-old, let's be honest. How many of you are going to freak out and go, he's too old, you need to wait for her? And here's the thing, y'all. I got one for you. And y'all going to be like, ooh. Let's talk about church. It happens a lot in church. That's brother so-and-so's daughter. He go with the pastor's son. They can't get married yet because she's still in high school. But the minute she get done, they get married. And they live happily ever after. And they're about a good 5 years apart from each other. Happens all the time. I can count at least 5 marriages from that alone. I'm just saying, we have to begin to reframe how we think about it, because the truth of the matter is, yes, laid the foundation as from the standpoint of an attorney. And one of the things that I was saying on his live is, and I've said this when we were talking about the Black Lives Matter stuff, when you're in the thick of things, that's not the time to argue the law. When you're in the thick of things, that's not the time to argue, oh, well, I was just doing this and I was just doing that. And, oh, it's not fair that he's going to face 60 years for a blowjob or whatever. That's not the time when he's already arrested. The time to argue that is when you know that you're messing with a 15-year-old. The time to argue that is go to Congress, try to get these bills passed, talk to these judges and stuff like that. Not while you're in the situation. I'm just saying. That's just a caveat. We as parents and caregivers have to find creative ways to get through to these kids. You know what? The truth of the matter is, you know, this is my my passion, kids, children, development. It has to start here. If you're trying to not have a relationship with your kid, put them in front of television, never talk to them or whatever, and then they turn teenagers and all of a sudden you're like, come here, buddy, tell me what. No. Come here, honey. You have to be intentional, even when they get to that 10, 11, 12 phase when it's they're listening. To the point where, thank God, knock on wood and everything else, we have 5 kids and all of them, including the adults, we've never gone through that where it's like, you know what, we don't want to hang with our parents. We don't want to talk to them. Now, are they all chatty Cathys? No. But they'll be like, I mean, even a 16-year-old, hey, the boy, hey, mom, such. Or if I'm talking about something, they all don't live at home, but they're going to come get the tea. Like, what's she talking about? But you have to have a relationship before they turn teenagers. And then when they turn teenagers, there's a respect level. There's a whole lot going on here. But you can't begin to parent once they're teens. You can't begin to ask questions once they're teens. They need you well before that. And I'm not trying to be my kids' friends. Hand over the phone because I'm going through it. Plus, I already have the app or whatever else. They already know. I'm not going to tell you what we've decided for our kids, but they're not on all this social media stuff. Just for their protection. Hello, Melissa. Hi, everyone. I came in late. Oh, okay, I read that already. Let me go up some. Well said, Melissa. Thank you. Over the top, WME. Y'all check out her channel. She's also an awesome content creator who is positive. She's not about some foolish experiments. And if she experimenting on anything, it's something positive for her channel. Like I said on the Leads channel, on the Leads chat. If I'm doing an experimentation, it's based on my analytics. I'm experimenting with titles and I rebrand my name or something like that. But I'm not creating anything that makes me the antagonist, like Trash Can Wave said. What is wrong with these people? Reborn Spirit, Blessed Reborn Spirit says Arrested Development. Yep. Trash Can says the sense of enjoyment when you know you got away with something, others didn't. Well, here's the thing. Anton Daniels kind of pulled his coattail and sent him off with a prayer. Basically saying, you think you got away with something, you think you continue to get away with something, you better stop. The freeze frame caught the smile. See? YouTube choose to leave content like this up, but talk about a shot, they remove your channel. Exactly. That's what's frustrating, especially for content creators that are positive. We just have to continue to be positive. We have to continue to be that light, be that maturity, be that representation of standard. Now, here's the thing. We laugh on this channel. We clown people. I show pictures and do stuff, all kinds of things. But ultimately, I'm not about exploiting children and people. Even the live that we did last night, y'all check that out. Even the live we did last night about the lady dressed, what is it called? I don't know, scantily clad, like she had everything out, hanging out. I tried to cover her up and everything, and I felt bad because I forgot to blur out her face. I may still go back and do that because I'm not trying to exploit the sister. We just had a conversation behind the dress, Over the Top says, yes, Trash Can Waves, you are correct. I didn't notice that point. So Trash Can Waves is talking about how Glendon really seemed to enjoy it. He loved it, y'all. And when he began to talk about his channel and all of that, like, he was like, this is my moment. The lead attorney, basically he was like, I know I can get a good 1,000 subscribers off this. This is good. Blessed Reborn Spirit, we have a guy here in our city, says Renee Hardert. Frank Nitty, him and other people went around the city and went and got our babies out of houses that was actually being ran for drug and trafficking. Okay, so I hope this is a positive story. They went around and rescued the people that were on. Sounds like this is what she's saying. So Frank Nitty, I've never heard of him. Never heard of him. So anyway, my friends, I know that this is not my normal time. Thank you for letting me vent. Thank you for letting me share my point of view. I dropped the link. Nobody wanted to come on, which is absolutely fine because y'all know I can hold my own with a conversation, right? And, I just wanted to make sure that I presented this, but also presented it from the positive aspect of the learning that takes place, the learning as parents. I spoke about that. The learning as women. Listen, I'm not even telling y'all to not do the apps or whatever. You get what you get and don't throw a fit as far as where you finding these men. And same thing to you, men. There's a lesson here for your children. There's a lesson here, a great lesson here for content creators. This is your brand, my friends. Even if you don't even show your face, it's still your brand. It's who you are. It represents you. And if I was a follower, like, I don't know him, but allow yourself to think through what his thinking was. If this really was an experiment, and then allow yourself to think through, what if this wasn't an experiment? And you make the judgment call yourself. I'm just here making sure that you are aware that these things do happen, but also to make sure that we're spreading positivity, make sure that we are being the light, and we have to continue to be the light, because you know what the truth of the matter is, and I believe this is what Anton was coming from, 1%, he may be so disconnected from reality, he doesn't even think anything that he said tonight was wrong or what was problematic about it. All he's thinking about is likes, clicks, and views. So content creators, this is a lesson. First of all, whatever you put out, somebody's screen recording, and they can be screen recording. I don't care. I can delete this right now. Somebody probably had it. I'm not that big yet, so nobody's screen recording what the heck Melissa's saying just yet. But you better believe somebody screen recorded like a lead attorney. You better, oh, absolutely. So if you want to grow, if you want to go, please know that in your future, you have to be aware of what we put out, point blank, period. So with that being said, I feel so much better. Y'all, if you're considering doing a YouTube channel, I'm telling you, if for nothing else, this is your little corner on the internet to run your content, to say what you have to say, and then be like, peace. And that's where I'm at. So hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow for sure. Let me run it real quick. Love, dating, and marriage. Have you guys caught up on all the series? We've had part 1 with the ladies. We had part 2 with the couples. And guess what? The men return. The couples are back for part 3. We want to help build strong women, so that we can have healthy, strong marriages. So join us live Sunday, October 10th, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you soon. See you in like 8 hours. Y'all, we're going to laugh like we always do. We're going to have a good time. I'm not going to rehash the commercial. I will see you guys soon. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.